Hey everyone, welcome back to QA and Dev Tips. Today we are going to learn one of the most important data structures in Python, dictionaries. And honestly, if you understand this properly, your coding level will jump immediately because dictionaries are used everywhere. They are used in APIs, databases, automation, configs, real world projects. So let's break it down in the simplest way possible. First, what is a dictionary? A dictionary stores data in key value pairs. Think of it like a real world dictionary. You have a dictionary book or an e-book, you search for a word and you get its meaning. In the same way, in Python, the key is the word and the value is the meaning. So let's create a simple Python script here and we can understand how it works. So we have here, when I run this program, you can see it prints this. So this is a dictionary. So we have a user name and it is assigned to the dictionary. You see the keys here and the value. So name, age, city are the keys and user1, 25, city X are the corresponding values. So how do you access those values? You simply say a particular value. So let's say you want to access the name and the output will be user1, and in the same way you can access other things too. So that is the output you see. So this is very simple. So you just tell the name of the key. For example, you want to get the value of age, you enter the name of the key, you access it using the key age and it prints the value. But here's the problem. What if the key doesn't exist? Let's say, what if you have age 1? This key doesn't exist. So if I run this program, it will crash. It will say key error. So there is a safe way to do this. So instead, we should use the get method in the dictionary, and that is the user of get. So get. Let's say we can put anything here. And here, for example, country key does not exist in this dictionary. So in this case, it's not going to crash because the get method is very safer. So it will just print none if the dictionary key is not present. So this is a safer way to avoid any program crashes. So you should always use the get method. Since it is more friendly, it will print none if there are no keys. And you can also even give a default value in the get method. So you can see here the parameters are the key, and you can give a default value, let's say country not found. So instead of printing the default none, it is now going to print country not found. So this is very useful in debugging, so it's commonly used in real projects. So because the production code should not crash. So let's talk about something more powerful. The dictionaries are mutable. That means you can change them anytime. So let's say I have a user dictionary here. So you can say, let's say I want to change the email of this user. Let's say I have an email here. Imagine I have the email. And this is some ABC at XYZ. So let me comment out this code and then see what it prints. So you can see the email is ABC. Now since dictionaries are mutable, I can override the value of any key and then you can see the email has been updated. So that's the updated data that is printed. And you can also delete by using the del command in the code. So if I want to remove the user email from this dictionary, then you just print, you use the command del and then give the key that you want to delete. So you can see here the email was there before, but after deleting the email, it is no longer in the dictionary. So now let's move into the dictionary methods. So there are a lot of built-in methods, and that is the tools that will make your life easier. And this is where beginners become intermediate developers. So let's start with the methods keys, values, and items. So let me show you this sample script, and we have a dictionary here, and here let's run this program, and you can see the method's keys prints all the keys in the dictionary, the name and the age, and the values print the name, and the values print only the values, the user 1 and the 25, and the items actually prints the whole dictionary. It lists all the name and the value separated by the comma and the next dictionary item and so on. So that's the nice thing. And now how you can actually use this in your program you can use this, and they are very popular in programming. So you can see here for each user for each key you can go over each keys in the dictionary and print the key value, and then in the same way you can go over all the values, so this, and same way print all the items. So this is very useful in real world programming. So you can see that instead of printing it like this, you can take each key or the value or the actual item and use it in your programming, real world coding. So especially the items are the most useful, since we access both, and then you can manipulate and use it further in your code. And now let's talk about the update method. This is an interesting method, and let's see a sample script here, and we have two dictionaries here, and I'm going to update the user dictionary with the value of the dictionary in another dictionary extra. So let's see what is the output. So when I run this program, you get name user. We are printing the user dictionary, so it's printing the name user, and look at the age. The age has been updated to 30 because we said user.update. It went to the extra dictionary and then found the age key which matched the user key, and then it updated the value 25 with 30, and then it didn't, and it just appended the other things at the end. So that's how you update a dictionary with the value in the other dictionary. So the age got overwritten. That's what you should notice, pay attention here. So let's talk about removing values. So we use the method pop to remove values. So we have a dictionary here and we want to remove the age. So let's run this program and see the output, and you can see the item when I say user of pop age, and we store it in the age, and we print the age. It is going to, what is pop is doing is getting the age, the value of this key age, which is 25, and assigns that in the age. So that's how it is. And when you print the user, when you do a pop, pay attention. So here we need to really look at this code. So when I popped, it actually retrieved the value of age, but at the same time it removed the actual age key and value. So age got the 25, and when I retrieved the value 25, and here it is. So it printed the value of age, but look at the user. As soon as I did user.pop of age, this age is completely gone, removed. So that's where the pop works. That's how it works. And when I print the user, you see only one key and value. So that is one method. There is another pop method known as called the pop item, and pop item removes the last inserted item. So whatever is in the dictionary item, it is going to remove that. So when I run this program, it is going to remove the last item and store it in the item. But let's see what is the actual user, how it got updated. So you can see here the age got popped, the entire item got popped and is stored in item, so we print that item only. But look at the next line. The user has only this name and user, because we popped the last item. Whatever the last item was, it is no longer there. It is being removed. And thankfully, we assigned this to the item. So this is how you can use in programming. Store the popped item, and then you can do like this. And now let's talk about setDefault. So this is another interesting method, and I will show you what this will do. So here you have a dictionary, and let's see, when I run this program, you see the name user key and then the user.setDefault. If the key exists, it returns it. So since we don't have the age key here, the setDefault adds it. It creates it and adds. So let's do this and see what happens. Let's pretend that, let's say the age is already there and it is 25, and in this case it is not going to create that item. And let's see. So in this example, so we can see here the age 25 remains as it is and it is not overwritten. But if I had something like a different one, then the setDefault will see that the age is not there, so it's going to add it. It's going to create that, and that is how you see this new item added here. So if the key exists, it's going to return that. If it doesn't exist, then it's going to add that. So that's what the setDefault does. So you can see this in action. So now let's talk about copy. The copy method is another useful method, and I have an example script here, and you can see here that we have a dictionary here, and the copy user, actually what it does, this user.copy copies all the dictionary item. It is actually cloning it, so to speak, and then it is assigning to the copy user, and then once it is copied, we are updating the age to 40. So you can see the user will print the entire thing, and the copy user will print the same thing but with the age updated to 40. So you can see here the name user1, but in the second case, second dictionary, the age has been updated to 40 as shown in this line 4. So the original dictionary stays safe. Now let's talk about another interesting method called clear. What clear does, it simply clears everything. So as you can expect, the output will be an empty dictionary. So it just clears everything, no matter one key or several keys, it just wipes out everything. And now a powerful one method called the fromkeys. So let's take an example. So you have the keys here, and I create a new dictionary here, and using the dictionary dict.fromkeys method, and what this does is it's getting the keys, and then it's going to initialize that. So when I run this program, you see that it's putting all the unknown values as unknown for all the items. So this is how you can initialize data quickly. So you have the list of keys that you want to be in your dictionary, and then you create a dictionary, initialize them quickly. So all you say is dict.fromkeys. So what it means is it use these keys, but set the values of all these keys to the value unknown. You can do anything, like set it to 500 or whatever initialization you want to do. Sometimes you want to initialize it to 0 or empty. So that helps you in initializing your dictionary very quickly. And now let's talk about an important rule. Keys must be unique, and they are immutable. They must be immutable. So let's take an example of this. So example to show you this. So here you have a dictionary here, and this is all fine. And you can see here there are duplicate keys. So as I said, dictionary keys must be unique. If there are any duplicates, the last value wins. Let's say we have another item value in the dictionary with this C. So what's going to happen here is the last value wins. So it is going to print C. So that's how in a dictionary, if you have duplicates, the last one always wins. And if you have a immutable item in the dictionary, let's say we have a list here. Dictionaries are immutable, so having a mutable list item here, it's going to fail the program. So it's going to throw an error that I cannot use list as a dictionary object because list is a mutable, and all all the keys in the dictionary must be immutable. So that's why it failed. So that's the important thing to note. So the keys should be unique. If they are duplicates, the last one wins, and that keys should not be immutable. If you have a mutable thing like the list here, that cannot be used as a key. So you should use a mutable regular number. So it should be mutable. Keys should be mutable. So now let's take a look at the real world, real QA or developer program. So you can see here we have the HTTP API status here, and then we are going to access the response. So you're going to use the response of data of user. So when I run this program, you can see the user 1 is printed. So we are accessing data and user. So this itself is a key value pair. So you are saying response, and then you are accessing the data block, and in that data you are going to access the key user, and it prints the value user 1. So in the same way, if you access the role, it is going to print the role keys value, which is the admin. But there is a safer version. As I said before, it is always recommended to use get method. What if the key you are looking for is not there? It is going to crash. So in that case, you need to use a safer method. So this does the same thing. So when I run this program, you see the data is there, but in scenarios where the data is not there, this is a safer way. The program won't crash. So it will just print none. So this prevents crashes in real programming. So always use the safer get method. And another real example is counting values. Here is a script that will help you in counting. And you see here the names, list of names, and you have the dictionary initialized. And for each name and names, you see the keys. So these become the keys of the dictionary, and whenever the key is there, it's going to assign the key name as the key, and the value as the count of get of name 0 plus 1. So when I run this program, it says A3 B2 C1. That means, in other words, A is repeated 3 times. So every time it sees A, it is going to the dictionary, getting the A's value using the key A. So count of A returns the value, and every time we do that, we increment the value. We initialize it with 0 and then increment it every time we see. So the first time it runs, the key of A is 1, and the next time when the key A, when the name matches A, the count of A is now 1, and it is incremented again, 1 plus 1, 2. So you can see how you can use this dictionary in your real world programming for counting values. Now the list comprehension we saw in the previous video, there is also a dictionary comprehension. Comprehension is writing so many lines of code in a single line, reducing your lines of code, looking cleaner and easy to read. And you can see here, there is a list comprehension here. The dictionary comprehension, and you can see when I run this program, it creates a dictionary. Instead of writing 3 or 4 lines to create a dictionary, we did all in one line. This is clean and powerful. So for every number starting from 0 to 4, which is the last index minus 1, that is the last index 4, which is 5 minus 1. So first index 0, for every key, we are squaring the value. So 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. So that is how you do the dictionary comprehension. So when should you use dictionaries? You should use them when you need a fast lookup. You want to search something like a dictionary book. You search for a word and find a meaning. So for faster lookup, and when you have a labeled data, and especially when you want to work with APIs or configurations, you use dictionary. Now let's simplify everything. Lists are ordered values, but dictionaries are labeled values. So to quickly recap what we learned, dictionaries are key value pairs, and we saw in the many example programs here. So key value pairs, and they are mutable, and they are changeable at any time, and there are powerful methods we saw here. And my advice, start using dictionaries in your API validation, automation scripts, data processing, or any Python programming, and thereby you will write much cleaner code when it comes to using dictionaries. So if this video helped you, like the video, comment if you have any questions, and subscribe for more tips and videos like this. So I will see you in the next one.